is the weirdest thing a client of yours has ever said to you? Hey guys, welcome back to It's Pretty Simple. I'm Nikita and I'm your host, and today I have with me Luca.
Hey guys, I'm Luca. I'm a normal fitness coach. I've been doing this work for 3 years and I've always been in the exercise world and health. So I'm glad you invited me here and we're going to talk about some stuff.
Yes, we will. I met Luca at the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm the waiter of one of the most famous Japanese restaurants here in Valencia, and it's a really nice place. And I was waiting her and her friends, and we said that we were personal training coaches, and we went along.
It's pretty cool how you can just meet people, right?
Yeah, in the most strange places.
Very strange place. Awesome. All right. So as Luca said, he is a personal trainer, which is why I have him on the show today. And Luca is somebody who loves digging deep into research. So I thought bring him on and let's talk about some interesting stuff that he's been reading about. So where would you like to start?
Okay, I'm gonna start more about the thing of one of the myths is the unused or not correct use of belts and lifting straps and everything, because I see this in gyms. Most commercial gyms have these problems, and that's because of the gym staff or the people that work there don't know how to assess people correctly.
You mean like the machinery in the gym? Or no?
The belts.
The belts, right.
The lifting belts, the straps and all that stuff. People are not, they don't know how to use it correctly, most of them.
That's true. Yesterday I was at the gym and I saw this guy wearing his belt super tight, and he was just doing the chest machine at the gym. And I was just thinking, what, maybe he has a problem, I don't know, but just when you see it, you just realize that more and more people use these things in very strange manners.
No.
Especially commercial gyms.
Yeah, it's like, I go to 2 commercial gyms. I'm inscribed in 2 commercial gyms, and I see people wearing the lifting belt all the time, and like you said, really tight. That's not the thing you want to do. You want to do, and you want to have at least one finger between your bracing and your belt. Like this, when you breathe and your abdomen expands, you can brace. And you can have a tight and stiff core and don't get hurt on your back and on your muscles.
Well, I actually started using a lifting belt last year. I had never used it because I said I don't want to start using it now because I want to see like really how far I can go, how heavy I can go without needing to do that. And it also, obviously, when you start using a lifting belt regularly, you're kind of sacrificing strengthening your core as much because it's helping you. So I wanted to like push my limit until a certain point, and now after a certain weight I do need to use it, but it took me a long time to accept that it's okay to use the belt because I'm like, no, I got my core has to get strong, this was me.
This is one of my beliefs I have. It's what do you have to do before heavy lifts is core engaging movements. Definitely. And core engaging lifts. It's like I do one of mine, I lay down flat and I have a kettlebell, like a heavy kettlebell on my stomach, and I let it sink in my stomach. And I press my abdomen to put it up, and after again go down. Like this, your mind and muscle connection is better.
I do hollow body rocks most for that. And holds for that, yeah. Yes, I actually saw this with a trainer online, Marcus Philly, and he always says like the concept of people doing ab workouts at the end of their workout is really dumb because you should be doing it in the beginning because you need your abs warmed up for all the lifts you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So ab workouts is not to get abs, it's to get yourself prepared for the heavier lifts.
The misconception of people is they have the abs separated of the body. They think it's a muscular group that is separated of the body. And it's not, because it's a transfer of strength muscle group. When I'm doing squats, my strength is coming from my legs, going up to my shoulders, where my bar is on top. My barbell is on top, and I'm having a heavy weight. I have to tighten up and push up. The same as with bench press.
Like stemming from that, people also have a misconception that their core is just their abs. So it's like, I need more ab and core exercises, but where is it? It's here. No, it's not. This is a big misconception, I think, that
mostly on women.
Yeah.
It's a big misconception, mostly in women. You know why? Because they see all these pictures around Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Social media.
So we have always the perfect body always had to have 6-pack minimum. And what we want to do, when I see a nice body, is when
perfect body that social media portrays, not
the canons. Canonically is a perfect body.
Yeah.
But what I see is, when you want to train the core, you want to train your obliques, you want to train your serratos, you want to train your mid and lower.
And your back as well, it's all connected.
The dorsals, you want to train your lumbars, mostly the lumbars, because those are it's like having 2 heavy logs on behind of your main log. That's your vertebrae spine. So you have to work those out. Simple. And about the core and with misconception of the girls is, you want to do an abs workout. If you want to do it separately to get tonification, perfect, no problem. But if you want to do heavy lifts and you want to have abs, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I actually had a client ask me recently saying, hey, I'd like to do just 2 lifting days and like 2 full ab days. And I'm like, what are you trying to get out of that? I just want abs. And I said, well, you can't get abs from doing abs. It doesn't work that way. You know, you are building the muscle from doing heavy lifts, first of all. And then when you're doing your crunches or your leg raises, that's just toning them up, and just the front part of it as well. So people have this other problem where it's like, I need to keep doing ab work. The same way that I'm doing this, I have to do abs as well.
I have a misconception. I have the same problem with some of my clients is I put them like, for intermediate advanced, I always put push-pull legs, or if they're powerlifting, some other things. And they say, where is the ab day?
Yeah.
And it's like,
all of it.
We have squats where you engage your core. We have deadlifts that are really useful for ab and core workout. And bench press, well, not so much. We have not so much on there. But we have so many exercises that have our core always engaged, and people don't notice.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's good to add ab workouts as well. As we said earlier, it's you will tone that area, yes, but it should not be the focus. But people always want it. So for me, what I normally do is I'll add like 2 ab movements into somebody's workout, just so that they don't say, where's my abs? And it's like, you know what? We're giving you lifts. I know they're gonna come through, so giving you 2 extra movements is fine.
I normally put, for warming up, I put my core exercises.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Because I put my mobility core and my strengthening core ab exercises for isometric holds, for being static and hold.
So those are things like planks and hollow holds.
That's the best thing for your core. If you have thick and stiff core.
I use those for warm-ups.
Yeah, same. I use for most leg lowerings.
Okay.
Slow
yeah,
ones.
That would work.
Slow ones that is like, and after you feel your pain when you're doing your 12, it's like, oh my god, I want to die. It's fun. And for most of that, people should know, you want to have abs, it's okay. But don't treat those muscles as a part from another group.
Exactly, they're not. But at the end of the day, as you can do as many crunches, as many sit-ups as you want. If you're not losing body fat, which is being in a calorie deficit, you're not actually going to see those abs that you're trying to build. So that's where it comes from. So as many, you can do a 500 ab day challenge or whatever you want. It's not going to happen until you're not actually in that calorie deficit and burning the fat around your abs. And it's usually the hardest place and the last place to go.
Yeah, it's the last place. Always said to my clients, nutrition and fitness go hand in hand, never apart. I'm a personal trainer, but I'm only in the fitness part. If somebody wants nutrition, I'm gonna send them to my nutrition specialist. But if not, you keep up with me.
Yeah.
I can send you some advices to keep that in mind. But body fat, I can't give you ab exercises and get only your belly down.
Down, it doesn't work. No.
It's like, for example, oh my god, in 1 week I lost 3 pounds, 4 pounds of water.
Of water, yeah. That's another thing. Like it's hard because when I start a new client who hasn't trained ever, and within the first week their weight's already dropping, they're really happy, and I really feel bad to kind of burst that bubble, but I also want to be honest with them, and I don't want to be like, oh yeah, we're losing all this fat. We're not. So in the beginning, it's usually water weight. So like breaking that news to them, I always hear the disappointment in their voice, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a start to something better, right? But
for example, I have my colleague at work. He's never done exercises in his whole life, never. He started a few weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago, started exercising and everything, and said, oh, they're telling me that I look leaner and everything. I said, I don't want to be an asshole, but you're losing water.
Yeah.
Because most of the cells of fat storage are made of water on the outside. So you're going to lose first that, and after you're going to lose fat. I said, okay.
So now that you said this is another thing that I hear a lot. People saying that the more you sweat, the more fat you're losing. It's not, right? So let's discuss that, because this is a big misconception. People are like, if I'm not sweating, I'm not losing any fat.
This comes since long time ago, since the 70s and 80s, because of the same as region as no pain, no gain. People took that as, I'm doing cardio, I'm running, I'm doing cycling, I'm losing fat. No, you're not, you're losing water. When you try to lose fat, it goes by months, by weeks, not by days.
Not by days.
You're gonna start lose. If I have this glass, and this is the fat I have, after 6 months it's gonna be this. It's not gonna be this.
Yeah.
It's really, really small amount of fat you're gonna lose.
So yeah, that's I think a misconception that still happens quite a bit. Like, oh my god, I trained, but I didn't sweat today, and it's like, it's okay that you didn't sweat today. It's not gonna make a difference.
My colleague is doing a lot of cardio. He said cardio is not gonna burn a lot. It's gonna help you. I'm not gonna say it's gonna help you at least in the movement of your body. It's gonna help you to heat up your body and reach that temperature. Your blood levels are going to increase, and it's going to be good. But what you want to do is a little bit of strength training. And first and most, when I start with a person that's never done exercise and everything, I always do full body routines. I start with a conditioning for full body routines, at least 2 weeks, 3.
Okay, so since you said you go to commercial gyms, and since I've been here as well with commercial gyms, I find that I don't see that many people in the free weight section. I'm somebody who does a lot of free weight stuff because I do a lot of weightlifting. I'm not really doing bodybuilding style stuff. I do lifting, right? But here I've noticed more and more people just stick to machines. Why do you think that is?
Because here, at least in Spain or in Europe, we have the conception of machine as something easy. Okay? Free weight is something a lot more difficult. You have to have stability and you have to have strength. because people who doesn't never went to the gym, if you put a barbell on them, they're gonna fall down. They're not gonna how to get the weight on. So I normally put them on a Smith machine, or I'm gonna put them on a squat machine, something a little bit lighter. They get the movement, and after we can go to free range and free weights.
Do you think it's important that people understand how to use these machines in general?
Yes, because they have to learn the techniques, the basic movements. Every exercise is basic movements. We have basic movements of up, down, forward, backwards, and everything is that. Exercise is that, at least in lifting gym and in lifting weights.
Yeah.
That's it. I know how to say it in Spanish. Right now, the translation is a little bit hard. But
Say it in Spanish.
In Spanish, it's called patrones de movimiento.
Okay.
And it's the basic of the movements. And that's what we have to put in the people's mind.
Yeah.
What is weightlifting?
Yeah.
If you get that right, you're gonna get the technique right, and you know how to do exercises with free weight.
Yeah. But I feel like it's here, what I've noticed as well, most of the people that tend to use these machines, it's great because they are building muscle. They don't know what they're doing, but they're building muscle because, so I just feel like these machines, now that I've been here and I've been going to the gym and watching people, that it's actually useful, because I used to think, it's great if you don't really know what you're doing, or it's great if you're doing bodybuilding style, but if you're really lifting, if you're really training, you're just using barbells and dumbbells and that stuff. But that's because of the kind of gyms I used to work at. It's all free weights,
I take that as a boot camp style of mind.
Because it's obviously got to do with, my history of where I've worked. I've never worked in a commercial gym before. So, and I've never trained in a commercial gym before. So when I came here, it was like, this is interesting. So I actually did a program for myself that included a lot of machines, and I started to notice, like, the good thing with these machines is that you can do isolation. It's a lot of isolation, so you can build specific smaller muscles in your body just from using these machines, which is pretty cool.
If you go step by step with smaller muscles, after you go to free weight, and you're perfect on that.
Yeah.
That's why we start with small things, and after we go up.
Yeah.
You don't want to go with first the roof and after the house.
Yeah.
It's a little bit stupid.
Yeah, that is true.
That is something I always tell my clients. We're gonna start with even something I always tell them, because I see this in a lot of gyms. They have on the machine, but they have really low weight on the machine, and they're doing like 30 reps.
Yeah.
That's not it. Even if you want to do machine, you do to 6 to 12 reps, and you have to fight those reps. You have to sweat those reps. You have to know that you're putting your muscle under tension.
The only time I allow that to be excused is when I see these really old men and women at the gym sitting there doing that, and I'm like, the fact that you're showing up here every day is awesome. You got your low weight, you're doing 50 reps, great. Keep doing it.
I'm specializing myself to work with old people.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
And to work with people with illnesses and everything. So, in the problem with these things, even the machines for old people are really heavy though. Because without any weight, the machine is still heavy.
There's resistance.
And I always tell them, I would do an old people gym. Just with minimum weights, like 0.05 kilos, 1 kilo, 0.025.
But these are all people who've never trained before, because people who've been training all their lives, and they're all just different.
Yeah, but even people with illnesses, like people, they need to do training.
Yeah, of course.
I see people here in Spain. Old people go in the gym because they're very lonely.
I was just like, this is great. Everyone wants to be fit in this city.
No, they go it because they're very lonely at home and they don't know what to do. So they
I guess something good comes out of it.
Yeah. And I always that's one thing I really like about old people. At least here, I don't know how it's in other countries. They're really gentle. They're really warm. They like to speak, and then you know a little bit of their lives, and it's really nice. It's really nice with that.
Yeah.
With machines and old people, you should. touch-
Machines and old people. That's the next market.
I would.
You make great friends. You know, these
Well,
caring abuelos and abuelas.
It's not a long term. It's not a long term.
Friendship.
Well, at least commercial thing because you know they're gonna die in a few years.
Oh no!
But it's nice. It's nice to help people to be fit.
I mean that's what we both are here for, no?
It's like
To help people. This is just
one of the trainings for old people, ill people, or people that are really skinny and do not have strength. BFR. It's called blood flow restriction. And you put some tubes around your armpits and around your legs.
wait, rewind. So this is a training style
Yeah,
for old people.
yes.
Okay.
And you put it around your legs and around your arm. And when you, for example, I'm gonna do leg extensions on my machines, and the muscle is gonna think that it's gonna have a heavy load on it, and you're using the minimum load possible.
And this is called BFR.
Yes.
What's the full form of it?
Blood flow restriction. It's really nice. You should look it up. After this, I'm gonna send you a link.
Okay.
And after, if the followers want to see it,
Yeah, you gotta put it because I will be adding links of whatever research we're talking about at the bottom, so that you can
Always.
actually read the science of it with us without us having to discuss those little details of it.
because we're trying to have it simple here.
It's
No
pretty
medical.
simple. No medical. People just turn it off. Oh, I don't want to hear this.
Nah.
And we've looked into the gym aspect a little bit. What is the weirdest thing a client of yours has ever said to you about something they've heard or somebody told them that they should do this or do that, whether it's nutrition or training or whatever?
I had one guy that told me if he didn't feel pain, he wasn't training. And it's like, you know, that's the biggest myth of whole gym culture.
Yeah.
Like,
No pain, no gain.
like, bro, you're in the 70s, we're in 2024, please. Let me show you how to train. And he said, no, because you put me this training and I've been 2 weeks and I haven't had soreness or anything. It's like, you had soreness the first 3 days. That's it. It's
If you're
normal.
always sore, it's not healthy.
It's not good because you're gonna feel unmotivated because you're hurting every day. It's not fun.
It's not fun, but people think that's what they need to do. Same thing as needing to sweat every single workout. Alright, so for me, I've actually had quite a few weird ones. So other than the sweating part and also this, it's not hurting, this has also happened to me. So one of the things one of my clients said, so I don't want to generalize, but certain countries don't have very good nutritionists or trainers who are very well educated. They're still a little bit more backward. Okay, so this is an example of India. I'm not saying that all trainers there are like that or all nutritionists are like that, but this is a client who is in India, and she told me that she was training at the gym, and in the beginning she had hired a personal trainer there using my program just so that he could help her with the form for everything. So after she finishes her workout, she's chilling, she has her protein shake. And he watched her do this a couple of times, and he finally came up to her and said, you know, you're a girl, you should not be drinking protein shakes. I was like, wait, what? You're a girl, you should not, I mean, it's the same thing as saying you're a girl, you should not be eating chicken breast.
You're a girl, you should not be lifting weights.
No, but protein shakes? It's like saying don't eat salmon, don't eat chicken, don't eat beef because you're a girl.
Don't eat lentils.
Yeah. So this misconception of people thinking that a protein shake is gonna suddenly make you John Cena and you're gonna get like buffed
I
up.
wish.
Yeah, protein shake is the same as protein in your chicken. It's the same as protein in your beef. But it's just we are not able to consume that much protein by eating to hit the goals that we have. Therefore, we have protein shakes. That was a really weird one.
That's why we have supplements. In first case, that's why they're called supplements.
Supplements. Yeah.
And for example, with creatine, I always heard people, if I take creatine, I'm gonna have water retention. It's like, no, you're not. Yes,
You
and
will,
no.
but no.
Not in the way you're thinking. We can have water retention on our muscular level.
Yeah,
but
do you
not
want to
on the
explain
belly.
that a little bit more? What is... So yeah, I get a lot of people saying, oh, but having creatine is going to give me water retention. I don't want to have it. So what is water retention from creatine?
We have water retention at creatine because what creatine does is it retains water in the cellular level. Our cells grow bigger.
Muscular.
Yeah, our muscular cells grow bigger because they have more water inside. And after, the thing is, when the cells are bigger, we can put more proteins inside there. And we have a better synthesis of the
Protein
protein.
synthesis. Yeah.
That's what water retention of the creatine does.
And I mean, also in general, I feel like water retention shouldn't really be that big of a deal, because if your goal is to lose fat, if you gained a little weight from water, it's just water.
And we're made 70% of water.
Exactly.
So we don't give nothing.
And you have water retention, you drink more water. It's simple.
Water is gonna come in and
It's
gonna
go
go
out.
out.
Through sweat, through pee, through all of that.
Always. This is simple. It's nothing else. It's just basic science.
Okay, another one that I've had, somebody told me, was I stopped drinking coconut water. And I said, why? Because when I go to India, I really enjoy coconut water every day in the morning. And they said that because I was told, I don't know who told them, but they were told that if they drink it in the morning, it's fine. But if they drink it in the evening, it will turn to fat.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How does that work really? Like how?
So, just to clarify, coconut water is carbs. Whether you drink it in the morning or you drink it in the night. We think coconut is fat because the fruit itself is fat. The shreds that you have is fats. They make coconut oil out of the white part of it, which is fats. But the liquid in coconut is carbs. And yes, it will turn into sugar, whether you have it in the morning or night. But it's not going to turn into fat.
But the coconut oil is packed with electrolytes.
Exactly. It's so important at any time of the day.
The one thing I've read in science page is don't drink too much coconut water because it can lead to dehydration.
Yeah. That I've read as well.
It
doesn't matter if you're going to have it in the morning or the night.
If you're rich and you can afford to drink a lot of coconut water, go ahead.
If you live in Asia, you don't have to be rich.
Here in Spain, you have to be rich.
No, you don't have to be rich in Asia. Every morning you get some coconut water.
Yeah,
Easy.
I remember in Philippines too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, this is one of my favorite things to do when I go to India.
Fresh
I love
coconut
it.
water.
So good.
Oh my God, I miss those days. Woke up in the morning.
Fresh. Put a straw in it and drink it. It's so good.
Oh my God.
But yeah, you can have coconut water any time of the day. It's totally fine.
It's like with the carbs. The normal myth we have with the carbs. It's like, no, my nutritionist said I can only have 100 grams of carbs a week.
A week.
A week. That's what my colleague said. A week, 100 grams of carbs a week.
What was his energy levels like?
He's tired all the day.
Of course.
He said, no, I can only eat that. It's like, bro, you need carbs.
But that's like going into like a keto diet.
Yeah,
going into the keto fever.
But keto,
I think it's useless.
Keto,
no offense to anybody who's into keto, but I just think it's unnecessary and you can just do everything in moderation.
If it's worked for you and you lowered your weight and you didn't bounce back to your normal weight, okay, bravo. But if it doesn't work for you, change.
Yeah.
Because there's extremes and extremes are not good. Carbs are useful for energy.
And we need energy for everything we do, even using your brain. When you're studying, when you're working, you're burning calories, and people
When you're
don't
sleeping.
understand that. Yeah, people are like, I didn't burn that much, but do you know if you were at work for 8 hours in front of a screen, you have burnt so much, by the way.
Only 100 grams is really low.
No. And you're going to be very fatigued, and it's going to impact a lot of things in your life.
For example, something about people when they start going to the gym, they said, no, I want to do 5 or 6 days a week
At the beginning,
of gym. It's like, rest is as important to take your carbs a day. It's really important to have a well-rested mind before going to do something. Anything.
That's true.
It's what one of the people don't understand that when they start getting to the gym.
Yeah, I mean, when people just start, and I'm like, so how many days do you think you can go to the gym? Oh, I'm gonna go 5 or 6, and I'm like, I'm not gonna give you 5 or 6. I'm gonna give you 3 workouts to start with, and if you're saying, oh, I have the energy to go, we'll add 1 more. But there's no way I'm gonna say, here's 5 or 6, and then you start feeling bad that you've just started this program and you're not making it to the gym because you're tired. You gotta be realistic.
We have to be realistic, and we have to take our mind into consciousness. It's not only about our body, but our mind gets fatigued as well.
Exactly.
Because if I do workouts every day, I'm gonna be tired and don't want to go to the gym because I always have to do the same
You're not gonna
things.
build muscle either, because you need recovery.
At least in guys, the one thing that builds testosterone as much as a shoot of trembolone in your veins is sleeping.
I mean, for women as well. Like, this is another thing. I think people go to the gym and they think, like, with every rep that they're doing, that they are building muscles. But in fact, every rep that you do, like if you're doing a bicep curl and you're putting load on it, you're actually ripping your muscle. When do you build it? After you eat protein and sleep. There's a window in your sleep that your body releases the growth hormones and starts to repair everything.
There's one thing, one of the studies I've seen, and I've worked with my teacher, is muscle growth, and when it starts. Okay, when you have ripping on it's going to be in the first and second week of training. After that, most of your protein intake is going to go for creating muscle more than regenerating the muscle. But after the second week, in your sleep, when you're working out, even when you're taking a walk.
So I saw a study that said that there's a window. Now, I don't know how far that's true, but that there's a window when we go to sleep of only like, I think 2 or 3 hours where our body really like gets the growth hormones out. Now, I don't know the details of it because I haven't really dive deep into it. I don't know if you know anything about that since you read a lot.
I haven't read anything about that. I should look into it because I haven't been really interested in more of the sleep cycles and everything. But I've heard something about it. It's like you have a phase between the REM and the other one, that you have your protein synthesis is higher. Than as when you're awake the whole day.
Exactly.
It's higher even after when you have breakfast or you're working out.
Yeah. Which is why I always tell people that to get their sleep, because I know that's the most important time for you to actually be building a muscle.
You know, one of the biggest lies I've ever heard between my friends?
What?
Always take as much protein as you can after a workout.
Oh my god, yes. I have to have my protein shake after the gym. Right after the gym. Right after the gym. Nothing's gonna happen.
You're gonna be hungry. It's not the same.
It's the same. Great that you're having protein after. But yeah, post-workout, it's like this other thing I see back in the day. I think it was a bigger deal as well. People would always have their protein shake with them at the gym, and as soon as they're done,
that's why there's the memes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, protein.
Yeah, I mean, I have some people saying I didn't train today, so I didn't have a protein shake. So, did you not eat food today? Same shit.
It's like people with the protein and creatine. There's the same problem. People that I'm not gonna go train today. I'm not gonna take my protein and I'm not gonna take my creatine. Like you have to take it every day.
I mean, I had a break from training for 8 weeks. I took my creatine and protein every single day because I'm still trying to maintain what I have because I'm not lifting, I'm not doing anything, so I didn't want to lose everything. So it was like, these things are important. And creatine is not even just for muscle, it's for your cognitive brain. There's some study now that's come out about if you're taking creatine, they tested it on, football players, American football players, and the people that were taking the creatine, it made the mass around their brain stronger. So they're less prone to getting a concussion from playing rugby or football, whereas people who are not taking it are more prone to getting a concussion. This is an actual study, check it out.
I have seen studies about creatine helping to reduce the probabilities of having Alzheimer or dementia.
That's true as well.
A few weeks ago or a few months ago, I remember, but I've seen that one and it was really interesting because it helps you to do the process of the neurons. It helps you with that, and it's really important to have your protein intake every day and your creatine as well.
So even if you're not training, have your creatine.
But that depends. If you're training, there's some people that they take overloads of creatine for 1 or 2 weeks and after they have deloads.
But those are cycles. But that depends on your training and what your goal is in that sense. But if you're just a normal person, if you take 1 scoop a day, it's fine. I do 2. But
I do 2 scoops. I do 0.01 gram every kilo.
Yeah, I just do 2 scoops, boom boom,
that's
in my mouth.
That's 7 grams.
Yeah,
that's
7 grams.
More than you should take.
Well, it's not all the time. Currently on a cycle.
Now yes.
When I'm not on a cycle, I do 1. When I'm like now, I've got 1 month. I told you I'm training, and then I'm gonna be traveling. So this 1 month, I want to maximize as much as I can. So it's 2 scoops. After that, it's gonna go to just 1. So this is another one that a client of mine said that somebody told her that she should not drink water when she wakes up because it's going to damage her liver. I have no idea where this comes from or who would have said something like that, but this is something. Do you think there's anything behind it? Because when she told me that, I was really trying to think. I didn't go and like research because that would just be dumb. But I just, as a normal person who wakes up and drinks water, I was just thinking, how will that affect my liver? How does it connect?
It would be the opposite. It would be healthy for your liver to give some water. Imagine normal people, a night out, and the day after they couldn't drink water in the morning. They would die.
Yeah, that was a really, really weird one.
I was your client and I would tell to that girl or guy, try to go out and don't drink water the next day.
Yeah, but this doesn't go out. This is just a...
No, yeah, but
anything. When you wake up, you have to drink water. It's the first thing I want to do.
One thing I sometimes recommend if you're a person that has or is really sleep deprived, don't try to drink water just before going to bed.
Before going to bed?
Yes, because sometimes when you're sleeping, you're doing some water retention, and after you wake up, because you have to go to the bathroom, you cannot wake up in the middle of the night. It's better to have a really well-rested night and drink like 1 hour before, and before you go to the bathroom, and after you go to sleep.
Yeah. But you're not going to damage your liver drinking water in the morning.
Hell no, it's like, bro, you're gonna damage your liver being in the computer every day, like for 12 hours if you're eating Cheetos and drinking Monster.
I mean, there's alcoholics who've been drinking for years and haven't damaged their liver. So imagine.
Here in Spain, there was a myth that Monster had bull semen inside and that would make your muscles grow.
Monster energy drinks had bull semen.
Yes.
That will make your muscle grow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember I was 16 and I used to drink Monster every day.
So wait, the concept of drinking bull semen was okay for you? Even if it was not really
I didn't believe that.
Or was it just bull semen will give me muscles? So
I didn't believe that at that moment. But you just like one of my memories. Yeah. Every time I brought one of my Monster energy drinks, it's like, oh, you're drinking bull semen and horse semen and everything. It's like, I don't think they're gonna put that inside.
No, I don't think it would be approved.
No. And that was a really huge myth in 2015, 2014, when the Monster was still not accepted socially here. Now there's a big pandemic with the Monster thing because the high level of sugars is getting a lot of people into ADHD.
I mean, I think nowadays more people have ADHD nowadays in general, thanks to all the devices and all this stuff.
I suffer. For me, it's really hard to concentrate on one thing alone. It's like horrible. And when I'm training, it's really hard to don't get the phone and be having that stimulus of Instagram, TikTok,
It's
Facebook.
the dopamine, no?
It's the same with the Monster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's your take on energy drinks? For me, it's a big no. Because I feel like, I don't know, like caffeine in general. I used to drink so much coffee. I used to have 12 espressos a day.
Whoa.
And I really started cutting down and everything. Now I have 2, even if my morning coffee is a need, but after that, no. I don't do pre-workout. I don't do any of that stuff anymore because I've noticed how much I may be able to go to sleep, but it really impacts the quality of my sleep.
Yeah. When I was little, I had told you before, I used to drink 1 Monster a day or even 2, one back with another one.
Well, I used to drink a lot of Red Bull when I was younger.
And
like now.
And one time I had a really almost heart attack in the middle of class. I was white, pale, I couldn't breathe because my heart was going so fucking fast.
Oh wow.
And I was just trying to attend in class and I fell over. And from that day I went down on Monster. I accept if you're going to competition like cycling, marathon, okay, it gives you that boost, but after you're gonna have a crash.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the sugar, not of the caffeine.
Depends. I mean, now if I have like pre-workout, I mean, like just a regular 1 scoop of pre-workout, my heart rate just goes off the charts.
Well, there's some.
I'm not used to it anymore.
You should try some more natural, like guarana, or some more maracuya and all that thing, passion fruit, something like that.
But I don't need pre-workout.
No, but if you want a little bit boost,
Yeah.
what I do in the morning instead of pre-workout is 2 teaspoons of honey, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of water.
Your grandma's recipe?
For me, I don't know if it's placebo or not, for me it works.
Okay.
It gives me sugar, a little bit of electrolytes for the salt. That's what I need.
I went through a phase where I was trying the mushroom mix. You know, like lion's mane, reishi, all of that. You mix that in and water and you drink it and it helps with focus, energy, etc. However, I don't really know if it worked or not. I was just taking it and I'm like, So, yeah, you know, because you see all these Instagram ads, my ADHD has gone away. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try these mushrooms. And I really did. And I said I'm gonna track, so I kept a journal to try and see if there was anything different.
I can give you some
And there
mushrooms
wasn't.
that they make you focus like.
I mean, it does work, but I think it's if you don't have that much stimulus in life in general.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, there's too many different stimuli, right? Too many. Our phones, the computer, TV, going out, whatever it is. There's just constant things happening. But I feel like somebody who doesn't have that much stimuli, if they take these mushrooms, it actually works. I don't know.
Nowadays, I think we should get our mind is so stimulated constantly that we should find our peace. And for example, I find my peace when I'm lifting. Even if I'm having my stimulus of hearing music, listening to music, I find my peace there. But every day I see people with more anxiety problems, more depression because of social media, of all the things that happen in the news. I think the gym and exercise have helped me to find that peace in this full world of chaos.
Yeah, me too. I mean, when I'm at home, even when I'm working, I tend to get distracted quite a bit by my phone and social media a lot. But when I go to jiu-jitsu, we can't take our phones on. I don't even have my watch on for it to buzz or anything, and there's no music, we're training, we're learning. So that's one point. And then now I've started making it a habit that when I do go to the gym, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I'm listening to my music and I'm training. Nothing is distracting me. And I've also, again, this is a practice that I fall in and out of, is keeping my phone on Do Not Disturb throughout the day with just a few important people that can contact me. And this is what I've been trying to do.
That one.
I'm trying to do that. And then sometimes when I have to do real focus work, I tend to leave my phone in another room on Do Not Disturb because it's Instagram that distracts me. So I have WhatsApp on my laptop.
Yeah.
And I speak to my clients and everyone on WhatsApp. So I can still see my WhatsApp messages, but no Instagram.
The problem is on my PC I have and even if I have Instagram on my PC, you see me like when
scrolling.
I'm editing something, I have my phone like a dumbass like this. It's like, and after I think about myself, it's like, dude, move.
But
you have to do something.
I mean, today I came home from the gym and I was like, all right, gonna get home, gonna jump straight in the shower, I'm gonna wash my hair, we're gonna meet for lunch, and we're gonna record. And then I came home, I did jump in the shower, and then I came out of the shower and I was just sitting and I was like, okay, I still got 20 minutes. And I started scrolling and I was like, nope. But yeah, it's dangerous. And to be honest, sometimes I really get this urge to delete it. Not because it impacts me negatively in emotional, whatever kind of way, or anxiety or anything. It's that it's the biggest time waster of my life. The biggest time waster of my life is social media. And the problem is I can't because I work through there.
Yeah.
And now let's say I want to post something, right? When I open it to go and post and do my caption and everything, after I post, it's natural that we're gonna go down a little bit.
You don't know how your finger does click and you're on reels watching stupid videos about cats or about some recipe or about something. It's like after half an hour you said like, oh shit, I'm on my phone for half an hour.
But now I have learned that, and I allow myself certain times. And now what I've started doing is no phone in the bedroom. Like my phone comes with me, but no Instagram in the bedroom. So like last night, for example, I was sitting here till about 10:30 because I was scrolling. And then I got up to start walking to my room and I had to actually ask myself, are you done scrolling? Because if you're not done scrolling, you sit here. I sat down again because I was like, I don't want to sleep yet. Scroll. Oh, I gotta do my Duolingo. Did it on the couch. When I went into my room, no. This is like, I hope it sticks. I so hope it sticks, but...
You know one thing I have that pisses me off like a lot? Like for example, today's my day off. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna do my routines on my PC and everything, and I'm gonna try to do some content. For sure, after 5 minutes in, my phone in my hand, or if it's my phone, I'm gonna play some game. And even if I want to play something, in front of my phone, in front of my screen, like what I do, I take my phone unconsciously.
Yeah,
There's
it is
something
unconscious, definitely.
automatic.
But that's why I feel like, you know, a lot of people think that in order to be doing this, I need to do this. Like, you know, I'm too distracted. I'm too this. I'm too that. People who are successful, they never pick up their phones. It's all bullshit. Like, we're human beings. Like, it's normal. So yes, I think this is the biggest misconception that you need to learn in life. That yes, there may be 2% of people who are doing great, who might have this discipline, but I tend to have this discipline every once in a while. Again, going through my seasons of full focus work, no distraction. But then it's summer. I'm not focused right now. I want to chill. I'm going to let myself do these things, and I think we get too hard on ourselves with this stuff as well.
Well, equally, this is a problem that social media has lately put on us always. We tend to be perfect. Always. We tend to be perfect. We tend to want to be our best.
We should be our best, but not to a point where it's unrealistic.
We have to be our best, but
Best to ourselves.
as
best
a
version.
person, and to be realistic. If I have a day, I don't want to be productive at all. You can have that day and don't feel guilty.
I've learned to do that. It was very hard, but I had an awesome business coach, and she's really helped me work through these things. And she's like, "What did you get done this week?" And I tell her, and I'm like, "Yeah, such a bad week." And she's like, "Dude, you got so much done. What do you mean it's a bad week? What is this thing you have in your mind that you have to constantly be doing something?"
I have that productivity anxiety on top of me.
And guilt.
Always.
And you end your day with guilt.
I have my days off, and I have to start the morning, and it's like, okay, I have to do the bed, I have to do this, I have to go buy things, I have to do this. And if I don't do one of those things, like, oh my god, I'm a horrible person, I'm useless, and it's like, oh my god.
Oh no, that's negative self-talk.
Yes, always. But this is something you guys should try to take on. Is like, if you're tired from your work and gym and everything, and you don't want to go to the gym one day, just lay down on bed, read something, don't do nothing.
But don't play on your phone.
Don't take your phone, or if you want to take your phone for quite a while, okay? But just relax your mind and chill. It's the best thing you can ever do.
Yeah, I started making a habit now to have a bit in the evening where I just like lay down here. It's my little reading area, and I just read. And then I've been like doing like the upside down, you know, with your feet up, laying down. It's supposed to like calm your whole nervous system. So I started doing that as well, and it's felt good. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the world is loud. Even if you're alone, you know, your phone is buzzing, all these things are happening, emails coming, the world is loud, and we need to just find some sense of peace.
My position for like just disconnect myself from is dog position. It's like I lay like that, and I like
That's it.
relax because I have a lot of stress on my back because I'm tall, and it's like I always have stress in my lumbar. When I relax that place, it's like, oh my god, I can sleep. It's like peace. And it's like, oh my god, it's the best thing you can ever do. So people, just try to be your best and try to focus on your things, and even have your part of relaxation.
And in terms of the misconceptions that we spoke about, I think whatever information you get, you need to make sure you're getting it from a valid source. And if you have a trainer or you have a coach and somebody else has told you something, always verify, because your best friend Sarah is not going to know better than your coach.
Equally, not all coaches.
Not all coaches, but this is what I'm saying. If a coach has said something weird to you, then you need to go research it and try to rectify it. But if a friend has told you something, or your grandmother's told you something, or your mom's told you something, ask your coach.
Please come and ask us, because I can give you a hand. and more for don't take water in the morning after you wake up.
Well, I think that's all the time we have. Thank you, Luca, for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me, and it was really a pleasure to talk with you.
And we're going to make sure that we add all the research papers to the show notes, so make sure you check those out. And also I'm going to add Luca's Instagram in the story notes so you can find him if you have any questions when it comes to specific weightlifting, powerlifting, hypertrophy, anything in the training space. You can get in touch with him.
Well,
thanks, guys. Thank you for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to hit subscribe, follow, like, and give it a 5-star rating, and make sure to share it with a friend. See you next week, guys.